if you wanna grow your character, you really need to undergo this waiting season, because this waiting season is not just simply waiting. It's a training season for us.
A lot of my friends and some of my co-workers, the first thing that they asked me when they saw me came back from vacation is, so how was your vacation? How was it? They were all like thinking that the 4 months I've spent in the Philippines during the pandemic is all like enjoying time, like happy days. All of them were like happy days. But I consider them also like days to treasure, because I've spent them all with my family, and there's not a day that I was not happy because I was with them. But apparently, part of my 4 months there in the Philippines includes also one of my life's waiting season.
For an expat, there's a lot of waiting season. Like, for example, the result of your job interview, the result of the visa approval, the promotions and salary. Yeah. So we have a lot of waiting season as an expat, and it is not easy. It's never easy, and we don't like waiting, right? We never like waiting, because later we'll tell you why. But the most common verse that tells us or encourages us about waiting is the one in Isaiah.
So let me read it. I quote it from Isaiah 40 verse 31. But they who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint.
Yeah. So what does waiting on the Lord mean? So for us, waiting on the Lord means being dependent on Him. Like recognizing that you don't actually control your life. Your breath. Can you do this with me? You breath one breath. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3. That one is given by God. No, everything that you have right now is a gift for you by God. And so waiting on the Lord means depending on Him. And one more thing is, when you say waiting on the Lord, you're waiting not just on your own timeline, but most especially the timeline of the Lord. That sometimes is difficult because we don't know His timeline. Waiting on the Lord is, I strongly believe, is not waiting in vain.
Yep.
It's waiting for something great, because our God is great.
Why is it hard for us to wait? Not just for the Lord, but for everything. When we are on queue, like when we are in line, in our favorite restaurant or fast food, when you expect to wait like for 5 minutes, and when it exceeds your set time, that is when we really become impatient. And one more thing is, because I believe we've already talked this in one of our videos, it's like we are living in a high technology time, in a generation that is very impatient. Like we always like instant gratification. We all have this instant food. Before, when you want to eat something, you have to prepare it from scratch. But now, when you want to eat anything, you can actually just take your mobile and just pick from Uber, Zomato, Deliveroo, and you can just order your favorite food from right at the tap of your finger, one tap of your finger.
Yeah, one more thing that I want to add with that, because as a human, we are like this. Yeah, we have a tendency to take control, like
Of everything, like,
everything. Yeah, I remember. I remember when hindi kasi Tagalog na lang parang pumadali ha. Hindi kasi dito sa Dubai, masyado mabilis yung mga taxi driver. Pag masyado na siya mabilis, paminsan involuntary yung paa ko. Parang umaapak sa preno kahit wala namang preno doon. Kasi parang gusto ko kontrolin yung taxi. Para tumigil, para bumagal. Alam ko na experience na yun, huwag niya nang itanggi. The point is, it's our nature to be like, we want to be in control of everything. So I'm gonna ask you this question. Kung maaari hindi mo alam. So what is the most what is your most unforgettable waiting moment as an expat?
Pwede na ako mabigla. This is one of the most unforgettable waiting season in my life. I want to mention it because it's the most recent one. It's the time when I was waiting for the entry permit approval for us to enter back UAE. And come April, they've given a new directive that before we enter UAE, before we can go back to UAE, we need to get this entry permit approval. But the thing is, you can apply for it online. So I was like thinking, online, maybe like after a maximum of like 3 days I can get it, because when you say online, it'll be just like very fast. Yeah. So I applied like I think April, but after 1 month of waiting, to my surprise, I got rejected. And then and I applied again same day, I think. So I got the approval June 14. So just imagine from March, April, May, June, like almost 3 months of waiting just for that one entry permit. It was like I was begging the Lord to give it to me. But when I came back here in Dubai, that was when I got a clear picture of what God has been doing behind those waiting season. Like if I came here a month or 2 months earlier, I became a part of the COVID team in our company who work like 24/7 without rest. While they are working 24/7 without rest, I was home having my full rest with my family in the comfort of my own home. I understood everything, the work of His hands, when I came back here. And when I waited for 3 months, that's when I saw like His movement to protect me from that very hectic schedule of work and very exposed to the virus kind of situation.
So if you want to check our story, it's one of our first videos. So if you want to check it out, we are going to link it on our YouTube card or in the description box below, so that you can check it, what was our journey like. For us, we have been given a gift, that precious gift, that is the Word of God. One of the Bible verse that I held on to is on Luke chapter 12 verse 32. It says there, Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. This was exhorted by Pastor John Piper, saying that first is God is our shepherd, that He will provide for us. He will sustain us. If you remember Psalm 23, my Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Other version, I shall not lack. So He will sustain, He will provide for us in this season of waiting. Second thing is He is our Father. He loves us. Only not provide, but He loves and care for us. And one last thing is He is our King. Even we don't have control over things, this truth gives us peace. That truth is that the God who created this universe, the God who runs this world, is actually in control of your life.
For me, not just the Word of God. One thing that really helped me through the waiting season is prayer. Prayer and a lot of it. Like, every time that I feel that anxiety is creeping in, I start to pray. And I go to the bathroom and I will pray. Every time that I feel discouraged or it comes to me that I'm starting to question God's timeline, I will pray, and God's peace will
Fill our hearts.
God's peace will start to fill my heart whenever I pray to Him.
Maybe one thing that I have learned in this waiting season is that for us, if we really want to grow our character, you really need to undergo this waiting season, because this waiting season is not just simply waiting. It's a training season for us. If you will embrace it, you will hug it like just joking. If you will embrace it, it will change you. It will change how you look at things, your hope, your relationship with God.
During the waiting season, you just need to let go and let God. Because the more that you hold on to your own timeline, the more you hold on to your expectations, the more that you feel frustrated, and the more that you will feel like God is contradicting whatever you want. For me, you just need to let God and let go.
Let it go.
Let it go. No,
There's no other way that we can learn being patient other than to wait. If you're praying to God to give you patience, be careful what you pray for.
you might just get it.
Kidding aside, yes, we have this desire to go from glory to glory. Really, we want to grow. We need to embrace this waiting season.
God used this waiting season to recalibrate my goals as an expat. We've mentioned this also in one of our videos, like tips for first-time expats, and we've mentioned there that before you decide to work in a foreign land, you need to bring with you your plans, your goals, your short-term goals, your long-term goals, and God has used this waiting season for me to recalibrate those goals.
Question of the day. How about you? We want also to hear from you.
Waiting.
What is your latest waiting season? Let us know in the comment section below.
So if you want to check out more of our videos, just tap or click the screen right here, and we'll see you on our next one. Thanks for joining us.
Bye bye. Sorry, bye bye, Scooby.
Bye bye. Sorry.